So in this video, I want to get actually really real with everyone here. It's been over a year since I've been on YouTube, and we're doing really well. It's been one of the bigger challenges of my life for sure. We had to deal with one of our employees dying. Simon, he died in a car crash May 1st of 2020, and the last time I made a video was maybe 5 days before that, and it just hasn't seemed appropriate to continue making videos. And a lot of time went by and I just got used to not making videos, would be the truth of why I haven't been on YouTube for a long time. So in this video, I want to go over what we've done in the last year. But before I get into that, I just wanted to just kind of mention the kind of man Simon was. Simon was a valuable member of the What the Fungus team. He worked for me for 4 years, and up until COVID, I only had two guys. It was Simon and Clay, and I depended on these guys to run the farm, and they were the inspiration and the innovation of What the Fungus. Two young kids that worked really well together, and we all bounced ideas off each other. So when we lost Simon, it was a huge blow to the company, and I didn't really know how to rebuild. One of my good friends, Chris, who I've known for a long time, I used to work with him in the restaurant industry, he stepped up and he took Simon's place and started working for us in 2020 of last year. And since then, we hired Steve Russo, who was one of our students who actually met Simon. He came and worked for us in September of last year. And Steve is unfortunately leaving in the next week or so, and I don't know where the chapter is with him gone. But Steve and Chris kind of filled the void for Simon. It's funny how you lose one guy who's amazing, and it takes two guys to fill his shoes. So we've been rebuilding, been very busy. We actually had 4 guys plus myself on the farm this year, and we've been extremely busy focusing on substrate and spawn and online sales. It's been a huge growth for our business during COVID. Clay, he designed our website during COVID of May, when we realized we had to go online and build an e-commerce website. So he built that with Squarespace, and we probably did over 300,000 in the last year just on our website alone. And it's been incredible to see, when you're faced with challenges, the ideas that come up from that. So that's what we've been dealing with in the last year. It's been very difficult to stay on YouTube because we've been going through a lot, but also because our business has been doing so well that it just didn't seem as important. So I'm gonna try to come back. My guys have been telling me I need to, and I get a lot of people emailing me, to be honest, all the time. It's just been so long since when I've been on YouTube. So I don't know where this video will lead us into getting back on YouTube, but I do want to show you what we've been up to on the farm. We've probably put about 300,000 back into the farm in the last year into infrastructure, as we're planning to take on new business. We're actually working through the winter now, which is exciting, so I'll show you how we're doing that. And hopefully the future looks bright. You tell me. So spawn has been one of the biggest focus of what we've been working on for the last 2 years, and I've been trying to make spawn in our pasteurization units. So we'll start with spawn first. We have been working with Millet, and what we've discovered is that the best way to work with grains, especially when we're not using an autoclave, is you don't want to soak. You want to hydrate your grains fast, get the right moisture content, and then sterilize or pasteurize, however you guys want to look at it. But we're reaching temperatures of 95 Celsius in the center of these tanks for 30 hours. And we don't want our millet to be too wet or our grain to be too wet. And we use millet specifically because millet doesn't hold on to that much water. And we buffer with a little bit of hardwood fuel pellets. And I'm not going to get into all the details in this video, but what's crazy is that we have this 12 burner system, 6 manifold with a propane tank on a 10 psi regulator. So we need to actually have each of these burners use 160,000 BTUs, so we can only do 6 per regulator, which is a million BTUs on a regulator per tank. So we actually had to set up 2 of these tanks so that we have 2 million BTUs, and we're able to use these 12 burners. And then we just scaled the idea of using pots. So we got 12 pots, and I'll show you guys in a detailed video of how we do that. But we have some millet in the lab cooling right now. So this is going out to a customer tomorrow, and we just have to box this up. This millet, we use a probe in the center of the tank. This is a really nice K-type stainless probe. This tells us when the tank reaches 95, and then we run it for 30 hours. Then we bring it into the lab and we cool it. So these bags are cooling. A nice little feature is during the cool down, if the tanks are cooling down fast, which you're going to notice in the winter in cooler temperatures, the moisture is actually getting wicked to the side of the tanks. So we've managed to solve that with a sheet of coir plast. So it's a layer of insulation so that we get even cool down, and that the moisture in these bags stays relatively even throughout. What we were noticing during the cool down, if that moisture is wicking to the sides, this would be very hot, extra moisture, and then it would cause the grains to overcook and then smush and get mushy. So we were able to solve that this year and bulk up. And we're typically doing about 250 to 1,000 bags of millet a week to lots of different customers all over Canada. So if this interests you guys, this is big business for us now. We're also doing lots of block sales. I'll bring you guys into the lab here. We worked on finishing the extension to lab 3, and we have lab 4 here. That happened last year. And this building just holds so many bags. I don't even know anymore. But it's crazy just how much production we're doing these days. We're doing about 12 to 1,300 substrate bags for the farm every week. And then on top of that, we're doing 250 to 1,000 bags of millet for lots of different customers. We have bags in here. We turned this lab into a spawn room. So this is actually our main spawn lab. The other lab that we used to use for a spawn room is now our shipping room. I'll bring you in there. That's where we do all our online sales. This is our main production lab. So we have a triple flow hood unit, which is so badass. And I don't know if you guys remember one of my older videos, I was trying to build this years ago. Just the flick of a switch, and that's pumping all that CO2 out the back of the building. Let's show you the sterilizer next. So a big change that we've done this year, or I guess it would be the end of last year, is we have 4 boilers now, and we have a double header, which we just connected with a union, and we have a shut-off valve just right there. So we can run 6 tanks, or we can run 3 tanks, or we can do small batches in these barrels that we still have. And we've developed this freezer panel insulation, which is really slick. We're trying to make this more commercial, so this is kind of where we're at right now. There'll be a couple changes still coming out, but the really slick thing is that you can roll tanks in here, roll them out, insulation stays. And we actually have 18 of these steam tanks on our farm now. I have that over by the forklift. This other new stuff that we have now, I bought a new truck for the company. Don't know how I used to get by without a truck. Trucks are awesome. I have a forklift, same thing. Don't know how I used to get by without a forklift. Forklifts are awesome. These are the tanks cooling down. All it is just polypropylene wine bins that we have stainless fittings. So we're going to be selling these, and that's going to be coming on our website soon. But if you're interested, by all means, just let us know. Other business that we're working on is we have this peat moss coco vermiculate blend that we've been pasteurizing for customers, and this comes pre-bagged, mixed at a facility in Langley, and then we're just pasteurizing it. So I can open one up, just show you what that is. But it's pretty much just add water. This is awesome stuff. So that's another line of business that we've been working on. We've also been upgrading all of our greenhouses to the new design. So we have 4 of these greenhouses with these doors that swing open. We were originally sanding and painting these ourselves, but now these are professionally sandblasted and powder coated. They have poly from CY Growers, proper channel lock, wiggle wire. These greenhouses are going to last a long time. So the next greenhouse we're doing, you guys can see the frame just back there. We're going to be, this greenhouse is just starting to fall apart. We also designed this double structure container with a roof last year. Again, this thing is just badass. We got lots of storage for our millet, for substrate, whatever we need to put in here. We got lots of space. Really essential for what we're doing now. Just doing so much business. And you might have saw this. We bought a new Kubota. My tractor that we had for 5 or 6, or probably 4 years. We probably put about 15,000 into it, and eventually the engine just blew. So we found a good deal with Kubota. This is a MX 5800 Kubota. This thing can lift over 2,000 pounds, super strong, 58 horsepower, does everything we need. I didn't realize how much I love Kubota, but I'm in love with Kubota. Kubotas are awesome. What else? We've been working on the shipping room. This used to be our lab. This is now our new shipping room for online sales. So I'll bring you guys in here. Unicorn bags has been crazy during COVID, just so much demand, so it's hard to keep them in stock, but we do have some in stock right now. This is also a partial lab for overflow of spawn. So we got lots of spawn in here ready to throw into substrate. And we got unicorn bags down below, lots of 3T, 14A, 4T. We do 3T injection bags as well. We're also a distributor of max yield bins. So we got some up there. We sell those singly or by 12 packs, or you can buy them by 100 if you want to get a bulk deal. So lots of stuff that we're working on right now. Another big addition to the farm is we built this roof structure over the production area. Bring you guys over there right now. So we did this at the end of last year. And this was just so we could work in the winter because we didn't want to have to shovel snow. Because now we're selling to other farms, we needed to make adjustments so that we could actually work here in the winter. So weather permitting, we can be outside, we can do our thing. Or if we need to work inside, we bought this insulated container. So I'll bring you guys over here. This thing's pretty badass as well. And it wasn't cheap. This was $26,000. But worth every penny. My guys can work here in the winter. I will warn you, it's a little bit messy in here. Right now we are painting some cabinets for our outdoor kitchen. But in the winter, we can set up tables in here, bring in substrate. We have access to water with the heated hose that connects to this fitting. And the guys can stay warm because we got a split heat pump in the back, and we have ventilation there so we can bring in fresh air. And right there is just a little heater box that can heat the incoming air into the container. Lastly, we have Brad's Odin machine. We've been prototyping this for the last year. Brad's going to be designing a more consumer-friendly digital model with touchscreen, and we're just trying to work out the kinks with him. We're part of like a beta test group, so hopefully this will add a lot of efficiency to my farm. And if it works well over time, we'll probably have a few of these on my farm. But we're really excited to get this working, and Brad is going to be selling these very soon. So if you're interested, contact Brad, and Brad will let you know what's going on with that. And I guess I didn't even talk about this. We designed a tool room last year, probably at the beginning of 2020, where we can put all of our stuff, and just working on organizing all of our bits so that we can be more efficient. So hopefully this video gives you a good overview of what we've been working on. There's a lot going on my farm right now, and I want to show you guys the journey moving forward. So hopefully I'll be back on YouTube. That's all for now, but we'll see you in the next one.